can turn the world on with a smile. You can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile. Well, it's your blood and you should know it. With each words and every little movement you show it. Love is all around, don't need to fake it. You can never down, why don't you take it? You're gonna make it after all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Today is Thursday, September 12th, and we don't know how long Mark has left to serve in the US, but his early release date is next July 9th, and on the 10th of September, this last Tuesday, we marked 3 years since he was sentenced in a Seattle courtroom. So we marked that anniversary by having a mass call campaign to the public safety minister. We promoted it online, on Twitter, on Facebook, through Cannabis Culture and FreeMarc. Jeremiah sent out a press release, and we actually got a lot of media attention, and lots of phone calls were made, so much that the province newspaper, in writing their story, tried to call the phone numbers listed and were unable to get through many times until they finally did get through and were asked if they had the same message that everybody else had to deliver to the public safety minister. So we know that that's a good sign. There were a lot of people calling, but we need to keep that pressure up. And I was on a few different channels about that. I did CTV and City News, and we did a few different things. And so much is going on because the day before, on Monday, it was the launch of Sensible BC with the Cannabis, which was designed by Gary Wintle, who's here in office right now, actually, at my desk working hard, getting lots of great things done. He designed the Sensible BC graphics, and we have this bus going throughout British Columbia with superhero activist Dana Larson on board, meeting people and getting them all excited and getting the signatures required to decriminalize marijuana here in BC. Please go to sensiblebc.ca to check that out with all the info. You have lots of questions, I'm sure, about legalization versus decrim and what this will do. But just check out sensiblebc.ca and it'll tell you all the info you need to know. And please register to be a canvasser to get signatures if you live in our beautiful province of British Columbia. I also had on Tuesday night my very first of a regular, semi-regular gig on Global's new 24-hour news channel, BC1, which is on Shaw TV here in British Columbia. So I appeared along with a Surrey City Councillor talking about different news stories of the day. We're supposed to get that online at some point soon, so we'll share it with you. But if you're in BC and you've got Shaw Television, you can see me every other Tuesday night after 7 o'clock in that hour, just being a pundit, talking about political issues of the day and all sorts of random issues like pit bulls, our legislature not sitting, and the overhaul of the alcohol laws in British Columbia. Those are the discussions we had on Tuesday. And that's exciting and fun, so that's a whole new adventure. But yes, we have Sensible BC underway, and I'll be out helping get signatures hopefully soon. But I'm in a rush because I'm flying off tomorrow to go to Boston for the Boston Freedom Rally. This is the first time. It's over 2 days, and there are going to be a lot of people there. Massachusetts has decriminalization of marijuana, and they have medical marijuana, and they're working on their legalization campaign as well. There's going to be a lot of people there speaking. I'm only going to be there on Saturday. I'm speaking on the main stage at around 3:08, but you never know with scheduling, so maybe just be in the area from around 2:30 to 4:30, and be sure to say hi if you can, and I'll have some free mark stickers to give away to people, and it'll be great to see all the activists out there who are working so hard on the other side of the continent, making great things happen. You guys are awesome, and I can't wait to be there. Go to masscan.org to check out all the information, and they did have a little skirmish with the city. The city was about to say, you guys can't hold your event with 1 week until it happens, and then of course they had to let it go ahead, because how are you going to stop that many people showing up to such a massive event? You can't. You let it be organized, and the organizers do just that. So I can't wait to be out there and see you guys all making a huge difference and being very inspiring to everybody else across the United States and Canada and even the world. And we also had great stuff happening this week. Who would have thought, when Mark was arrested and extradited and sentenced and imprisoned, that the United States federal government would allow legalization to go ahead in states and talk about how they can allow banks to take that money and allow different states to do their own thing. Who would have thought that the conflict of state and federal laws with marijuana would have its own Senate hearing? That's incredible, you guys. Huge things are happening, and it really makes Mark proud to see that the overgrowing is continuing. So check out all the news about the federal hearings at cannabisculture.com. I'm pointing to the computer screen there because that's where Marius usually does his work. But Cannabis Culture and Pot TV, we cover all the news in the movement, and go there to check out everything up to date about the hearings. And all the news that is overwhelming us here, because the movement and our progress is just growing so rapidly. It's super exciting. And I also want to show off, as I wrap up here, a little ad we have in the Georgia Strait. This was designed by Gary Wintle. We're having a great sale down here at Cannabis Culture headquarters, but I have to say sorry to everybody online who isn't here, because it's only in store. We're having wicked sales on glass, up to 80% off, 20% off all glass, 15% off books, back to school savings, time to concentrate. There's all sorts of fun stuff that you can come check out. And when you get this ad in the Georgia Strait here in Vancouver or the Lower Mainland, you can bring it upstairs to the BCMP for free entry for you and a friend. So check us out. Get the Georgia Strait released this week. It'll run for a week, and check out our store anytime. As always, go to cannabisculture.com/store, and I promise we'll be updating and improving the online shopping experience at some point in the future when the news just calms down and we have time to do everything else. So we'll get to it, and we'll give you guys the best that we can offer and deliver. But in the meantime, plan a trip to Vancouver, especially for around this time next year, because you know who's going to be home, the man himself, Marc Emery. So start saving up for your next Vancouver trip and come check out Marc Emery's Cannabis Culture headquarters and get inspired to keep the movement growing. And I'm going to rush off. I've got so much to do. I'll see you guys out there in Boston, and I won't be here next week to do a show, but I will be back the week after that to check in. So thanks for tuning in. Send your love and support to Marc. Make a phone call. Go to cannabisculture.com and freemarc.ca. There's 4 phone numbers. Call them all. Some of them are in French. Just ignore it. Press any button. Leave a message. I left a little script. It's really easy. Please do it to make a difference, to try and get Marc home, because the Canadians don't have a deadline. They can make him wait as long as they want. So it would be really awesome if they did it sooner rather than later. So thank you all for your support, and to those of you who did call, it means the world to me and Marc. So thank you so much, and let's get all the drug war prisoners home. Take it easy, have a good weekend, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. And in Boston.
Well, this is a beautiful bus. It's been donated to our campaign. We're going to use it for the next 3 months. It's the Canna Bus, and it's really going to be a wonderful mobile sign-up station. It's a billboard for our campaign. People are going to get excited when they see this bus. They're going to come running over to sign up, and I think it's really going to make a huge difference for our campaign's visibility.
Well, this is an issue whose time has come. The vast majority of British Columbians want to see a change in the marijuana laws and don't want to see their taxpayer dollars towards arresting and convicting people for marijuana possession. But our politicians in BC aren't responding to the people on this issue, so we want to have a referendum and force this onto the ballot so that we can have our voice heard.